In the way to the flight to the sky, never down, baby. Wasn't trying to break, baby, I fall back. When I heard you say bonjour, baby, I was like, damn. Clear like French boy got me tripping on that accent of your lips. How your tongue do all those tricks, how you know so sweet. Kiss me under the Paris twilight. Kiss me out on the moonlit floor. Kiss me under the Paris twilight. Fresh boys got me tripping. Kiss me under the Paris twilight. Kiss me out on the moonlit floor. Kiss me.
Airwaves in your market become more and more crowded.
And 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos.
It's time to break it open and really stand out. Broken Air is here
on Mainland 98.
Fantastic conversations.
Great to see you again. It's good weather. You want to agree with that?
Yeah, I love weather. Trending music.
I live the life that I love the life.
Sports. And everything fun is right here.
I am ᴑᴜᴜ the chairman for the Nigerian Rugby League Association.
Adizzy Precious Innocent, the joint captain of Nigerian National
Nigerian Rugby League.
You're listening to Sport Cruise on 98.3 FM. Don't touch that down.
Sports show on radio Sports Cruise from 6 to 7 p.m. every weekday, only on 98.3 Mainland FM.
Give me freedom, give me fire, give me reason, take me higher.
The cruise never stops.
Hello, my name is Godwin Enoch and I'm a broadcast journalist. Yes, my friend, bless you.
Cucurella, wide to Palmer. Congratulations to the scorer, but plenty of adulation to the creator too.
You need people prepared to get in the box to gamble, to make that run. Look at Enzo peeling in behind Van der Ven. You've got to do something about that. Tottenham don't. They don't deny the cross and they don't stay with the runners in the box, and as a result they're one down.
And the acclamation of the Matthew Harding stand and the wider Stamford.
Destination, though you may find.
Last night, Chelsea completed the league double over arch rivals and also London rivals as Tottenham Hotspur nearing, or should I say, reaching its climax. Just as Kevin De Bruyne also earlier on today announced his decision to leave Manchester United, and it's also been confirmed as well that captain of Manchester United, Bruno Fernandes, sound of Lagos. My name is Adetomo Oluwasegun, otherwise known as Agbatomen. Unfortunately, Okoyemi is unavoidably absent. I mean, he has decided to go MIA today, but don't worry, guys. I have big fishes in the studio. In fact, one big fish and two other small fishes that are in the studio. But yeah, of course, we also have Joseph. I've known Dotun for like how many years now, Dotun, have we known each other? Yeah, welcome to the show, Dotun.
Good evening, Agbatomi. Good evening, Lagos. Last week with Mr. Cosmos
exactly.
And the likes of us.
Good evening, Agbatomi, and good evening, Lagos. It's really nice to be here.
Exactly, it's also nice to be here. Let's also leave that very, very quickly on the show today. We've also been confirmed as well that Real Madrid players, 3 of them have been fined, but then also yesterday as well, we also got in confirmation as well that Gabriel Mag of Nigeria, it's also been confirmed that the Super Eagles of Nigeria has now dropped down to 6 games. The first of which was against Rwanda right there in Kigali, and the other game as well against Zimbabwe at the Cʀᴜɪsᴇ Stadium, the one you also know as the next of champions. And also we'll also talk about a little bit about the Japanese Grand Prix. Is Japanese guys as well. And apart from that, we also had Oscar Piastri's weekend. A lot of all these things that will be the center of the discussion on the show, talking about the Friday's edition of Spjet. You can also listen to us via Facebook or also on YouTube as well. We are live on Facebook, and you can also listen to us via our website at www.mainlandfm.com, and also listen to us as well via Radio Garden, Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. All right, Chelsea, yes, completed the league double over. Is your opinion about the match, the particular game? Enzo Fernandez, the beautiful goal.
And thank you, Agbatomi. Yeah, I watched the game yesterday. It was a good one for Chelsea defending. So it was actually a good one for Chelsea. Good for Chelsea because lately Chelsea has been struggling.
Without Palmer.
Yeah, in the final third, clinically wise, they have been struggling. So it was exciting, United.
Oh, come on. So you are Manchester United fan?
Yeah, no, you know when
club.
I'm a Real Madrid fan.
Woo! Now, talking about Real Madrid, it's also been confirmed as well that he likes to be playing against Arsenal in the quarterfinals of the UEFA Champions League.
Vinicius Junior has been, the second highest goal scorer in La Liga currently. So, I mean, people going into the Arsenal game is something. It's a confidence booster. Technically.
All right, let's also get to level of that very, very quickly, and also you can also send us on 3FM, the sound of Lagos.
I am Cʀᴜɪsᴜ the chairman for the Nigerian Rugby League Association.
Aɗɪ Innocent, the joint captain of Nigerian National Rugby League player.
My name is Rachel Ilya. I'm a loose forward for the Nigerian Rugby League.
Hi guys, my name is Ian. I'm a player for the National Rugby League.
Hi, my name is Chika from the Nigerian Rugby League.
You're listening to Sport Cruise on 98.3 FM. Don't touch that down.
Hello there, your number one sports show on radio, Sports Cruise, from 6 to 7 p.m. every weekday, only on 98.3 Mainland FM. Sports Cruise, 6 p.m. weekdays on 98.3 Mainland FM. The cruise never stops.
Give me freedom, give me fire, give me reason, take me on celebration.
Sport Cruise, 6 p.m. weekdays on 98.3 Mainland FM.
Listen every day of the weekday to Sports Cruise on
The vibe might start falling like London Bridge. I don't care if I saw you in a magazine or if you're on TV. That one don't mean mad. One side I lied and no stopping up. Go sharp enough. As yours, I'm more. I just see you from DJ.
Every Fridays on the show, we also help you to set your mood in the right part by playing some good music, as well as also see it was a London derby at Stamford Bridge against Tottenham Hotspur. It ended 1.1 to also move back into the top four. And then for the Gal Cup, talking about the semi-final, Sporting CP defeated. We have we have just one game later tonight by 8 p.m. and for the Italian Serie A as well, we also have another game to be played at that Fulham Nantes by 7:45 as well. And then for the Netherlands Eredivisie as well, we also have SC Heerenveen up against Willem later tonight as well by 7 p.m. And I'll take a look at other games as well tomorrow. For the MPFL, we have two games tomorrow. Atlanta to the Sᴘᴏʀᴜns Stadium by 5:30 tomorrow. Today, I'm talking about the 6th of April 2025. We also have other games. I would also play against El Kanemi Warriors, Plateau United up against Kwara United, River Derby, Shooting Stars up against Ikorodu City Aɗɪ. I'm trying to Lake Salami Stadium exactly by 5:30 p.m. on Sunday. That's a side 8 points above Rivers United as well in second. In third, we also have Abia Warriors in third to make the place for the CAF CAF competitions, either the CAF Champions League or perhaps the CAF Confederations against Arsenal. Early kickoff on by 12:30 p.m. at the Goldstein Park. The last time Arsenal will be visiting at the Goldstein Park. We also have Chris something West Ham United versus Bournemouth as well at the London Stadium. Play against Deportivo Alaves. Real Madrid up against Valencia. Mallorca versus Leverkusen by 2:30 p.m. Freiburg up against Borussia Dortmund. Mainz 05 would also play a line up against Eintracht Frankfurt. And then for the Italian Serie A, we also have other games. AC Milan versus Fiorentina by confirm their champion status against Angers right there at the Parc des Princes Stadium. And they are also looking at becoming the first as well by 8:05 p.m. A blockbuster of games. Brentford would welcome Chelsea later on Sunday by 2 p.m. Fulham as well would also play against Liverpool at 2 p.m. at the Craven Cottage. Tottenham would also be willing to go back to winning ways by playing against the whipping boys of the league, Southampton. And then we also have the Manchester Derby right there at Old Trafford, talking about Manchester United up against Manchester City by 4:30 p.m. We'll also come back to talk about all of those games. For the Spanish La Liga as well, Villarreal would also be lining up against Athletic Club Bilbao. For the Bundesliga, Jamboree playing against Venezia. Empoli up against Cagliari. Torino up against Hellas Verona. And then we also have other games. AS Roma as well up against Juventus at the Stadio Olimpico Stadium. Montpellier up against Le Havre. Reims up against for the Netherlands Eredivisie. We also have RK Waldwijk up against Coast. Go Ahead Eagles will be playing against FC. We also leave that before we also come back to football. Let's take a quick look at basketball very quickly. We're in the areas of this morning. Steph Curry scored 37 rounding. Post-Jameski contributed a further 28 points with a career high a 3-pointer just as the Warriors maintained their late season momentum. And James also replied with 33 points for the Lakers, with Austin Reeves rather clinching victory on the buzzer for the Memphis Grizzlies. Giannis Antetokounmpo also recording a triple-double to lead the Milwaukee Bucks to a 126, 113, and then Shadon Sharp also equaled his career best 36 points, just as the Portland as well to a 109-97 win at the Washington Wizards with 33 points. All right, let's also quickly go to the match player of the month following a stellar and unbeaten match. It started the month with a sensational free kick, just as the Red Devils also held second place Arsenal to a 1-1 draw. He also followed that up with 2 assists, taking him to 50 Premier League assists in total, as well as another goal in a 3-0 victory at Leicester City. And it's also the 5th occasion that Bruno Fernandes has won the EA Sports Player of the Year accolade, but also the first time in 5 years, having claimed all 4 of his previous awards back in 2020 when he was honored in February. Santos has also been voted as the March 2025 Barclays Manager of the Month, winning the award for the 7th time in his Premier League career. Let's also leave that very, very quickly as well. It's also been confirmed as well that Ipswich player, talking about Jens Kajos, also wins the Save of the Month award as well after his stunning close range stop to also deny Manchester United Bruno Fernandes in that clash, in that 1-1 draw clash at the beginning of the season. 0136000 430 0136000. He joined Manchester City from Wolfsburg even before helped the club as well to 2 UEFA Champions goals. Beautiful effort, to seal the UEFA Champions League win for Manchester City. Do you think Kevin De Bruyne's legend?
He's a sensational player, and we all know what he has done over the 10 years as Manchester City. You know the goals he has scored. He has scored over 106 goals for Manchester City, and I can also say that be able to find a player that can replace him, because he makes a good world-class passes, which finds
let me come to you very, very quickly, Joseph. I mean, at the point he played with David, do you think putting a Kevin De Bruyne in a mediocre club,
I feel is a irreplaceable masterpiece in Man City's team? So you can't say because he has played, yes, the influence of some of the players that he has played with over the years, but you look at him in his technical space, he's very, 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 very technical. Just eat it on the head.
All right, the main man is here also. Cʀᴜɪ is also here, as well as the big fish as well is also in the studio. If I would have loved to have the contribution of the big fish in the studio, talking about should we mention his name? Cʀᴜɪ? Don't let us mention it. Let's
what a way to end an illustrious clubs in England. His creativity is unmatched. In a generation where he's been able to match both generations. So it got into a Manchester City side that were trying to exert dominance in English football. Times where if the Champions League anthem is being sung at that level of regards that Manchester United has with 13 Premier League titles, that Arsenal. No disrespect to Ferguson, Ryan Giggs, that amazing era. No disrespect to the invincible era of Arsene Wenger.
Arsene Wenger as well, invincible.
I will tell you for a fact, if you have 7 out of 8, if you have 6 out of 7, if you have 4 on the bounce, if you have 6 Kevin De Bruyne in that context, and that is how you can gauge his greatness. I think he's just an amazing player. Vincent Kompany. He's played with Gundogan in his glory, not the Gundogan that he's played with Yaya Toure, he's played with glichi at some point towards the end of that. So he's been able to match that. I've seen seasons where Man City has suffered, and you can pinpoint to the fact that this is because to the Man City Real Madrid. You'll probably tell you that those are the best moments in the Man City chance. Sometimes they say Pep Guardiola overthinks things. And that's exactly what he does. Things that could have been done easily, effortlessly. He puts in so much. That's at the level of dominance. Guess what? As bad as this season has been for Manchester City, if they end up with a trophy, so KDB leaves Man City. KDB can still give you the numbers, 90 minutes, but those moments of brilliance, there's no argument about it. Those are the defining moments in the legacy of Kevin De Bruyne. Maybe he should have left last season.
Now, where does Kevin De Bruyne place amongst the Premier League's league?
Let's scatter this thing.
Let's scatter it.
I'll tell you for years, we've seen players come and go. City will probably be the most beautiful fairy tale story ever told in football. Never expected, never imagined football. You look at defenders that have had glory moments. You look at a striker, somebody is still the best striker to ever play in the Premier League. But bro, I will tell you for a fact, the era that Pep Guardiola came to Man City was an era where perfection was the order of the day. And Kevin, they give you double figure of goals and assists. KD. Now, I will tell you for a fact, the legendary status of Steven Gerrard at Liverpool is still being debated. When Liverpool win the Premier League,
unless if you drop points,
it's possible. It's possible.
Forget unless.
I'm not even still optimistic that Man U can even win the Europa League.
So don't even be optimistic about Arsenal getting Liverpool. That's Champions League era, that miracle at Istanbul, 3-0 against AC Milan, that comeback, the penalty victory, amazing night. The league of your own country, where your club are dominated. Does that make you such a legend? As against Mohamed Salah, that he will have won 2 Premier League titles at the end of this season. So even the legendary status of Steven Gerrard at Liverpool will be up for debate. If Mohamed Salah wins 2 Premier League titles, it will be up for debate. So let's keep him. We go and outline the importance of Kevin De Bruyne.
Okay, where exactly? Where exactly? Okay, no. I'm driving somewhere.
Dominance. It will be difficult, guys, to have a player that's shown like a million star in that dominance era of Pep Guardiola.
I
don't think there's anybody
the top 5. For me, I'll put
titles won.
Did you hear the story I painted? Yes. I gave you goalkeepers.
Okay.
I gave you defenders.
Yes.
I gave you midfielders. I gave you attackers. Attackers that have held the games by the. See, the era Leicester City won the league.
Nobody expected that.
Jamie Vardy was the third highest scoring striker in the Premier League since he made his debut. The third in terms of his numbers, crazy numbers, so underrated. Nobody seen him coming. So those eras would come. But Baba, you and I know that it will be difficult to talk about. There's an architect of modern day football that redefines highlights.
Okay.
I watched them play active football, and I watched the entrance of KDB into the Premier League.
Fabregas?
And I'm seeing
David Silva.
Can you just put some respect in KDB's name?
Everyone who actually due to the injuries he has been having lately. Me saying, our England intensity and all. So I just feel maybe we should just go to Saudi, should just go and be enjoying money.
You guys are wicked.
No.
It's due for retirement benefits. It's due for retirement benefits in China.
How much Oscar made in 6 years in Chinese football
to go? So for me, I feel that's where it should be.
Some people get to a point where you don't tell them what to do. They've built themselves to a point where they can say to signing.
Even Martin also has also said you will leave in Borussia Dortmund.
The only reason why I won't stay in Man City is because it won't be a Lampard that will come and play against Man City. And the status at Etihad in the mall. Maybe that's the only reason. But if KDB wants to stay in the Premier League,
even if you want to get signed for with any other Premier League club, the money
will be a bit degrading.
Anyways, then on 36,004, this is now on 36,004. I think we have one or two text messages. As this person says, "Good evening, Okoyemi. I don't quite agree with you saying that." I knew this was going to spark debate. I knew. Let's also get here from people. Hello, good evening, and welcome to the show.
I greet everybody.
Yeah, welcome, Former.
Ọpẹ́yẹmí ọlọ́lọ́ France tó ti dé mi. Padà wá. Ẹ bá sọ fún president kó kúkú máa gbọ́ òun gbà yẹn. So àwa di Nàìjíríà. Okay, go back to your discussion. Well, I also like him, but Ọpẹ́yẹmí with I may know him. Therefore, would have played for Chelsea. With the analysis, I'm not so much convinced of playing.
You don't convince me.
Says, welcome, Mr. Okoyemi. I really felt one when I heard your voice. Oh, someone is crushing on you, Okoyemi. I think sport will be complete without you. Just as Man City will be complete without KDB.
So KDB is even back, so
yeah, but
it takes time.
Do you think we'll still play this series before the season?
Probably next season.
Let's hear from this guy. Hello, good afternoon. Good evening. Welcome to you. Uche Alpha.
I did fine. I think they're not going to come today.
I did for you.
He go France. He just come back.
I escort president.
Premier League because I don't achieve everything. So no need now because if you watch there's no better way to live. I'm very, very happy that I thank God they will go play matches.
Thank you so much, Jay. Thank you so much. We appreciate that one. Hello, good evening. Welcome to the show. You're welcome.
Good evening.
Bye-bye, you're welcome. How you doing?
So let me say disagree with Okoyemi because football is dispensational. These guys are not funny now. I mean, Ryan Gig and all the rest. I want us to debate that.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that angle you've taken also. I think that's all. Let's even forget that Sᴘᴏ did not win Premier League.
We can't forget. We can't always say it now. Now I will box Agbatomi to a corner.
Okay.
So there was a day we were having an argument here. I think it was the game. He said he would choose Victor Osimhen over Rashidi Yekini any day, anytime. So I find that blasphemous enough, but I understand because he probably didn't see, and this is not shades.
Yeah,
he probably didn't see Yekini play live. Maybe just Yekini play live.
This show is not live. This show is recorded.
He didn't see the era of Yekini from ASEC Mimosa. Yekini coming into the Super Eagles and benching. You want to aggregate the evolution of the Premier League over the last 15, did like Beckham. I posted a collage of different free kicks that Beckham scored.
Yeah.
Those are moments. Oh, Beckham free kick pass, outstanding moment for England, qualifying is good. Vieira, he was the backbone of the era that went on beating the Champions League. What else again? No Premier League title. He slipped to allow his club even lose the league title.
You don't have to say that.
Come on, you put all of that.
No, you don't have to say that. You don't have to say it.
But then, somebody asked the question. So then you now put Kevin De Bruyne to the table and you ask yourself, Baba, I think the only midfielder that can say outshines Kevin De Bruyne maybe in the last 10-12 years had to be Luka Modric, and even the outshine itself is debatable.
Not only is he a midfielder, was
Bro,
also a playmaker.
Let's get here from people.
I will not put KDB ahead of Frankie. Like me said, I think it was Man U against Lille of France, and Git has scored a contention. Was on the bench, and he was on the bench just looking, and he came into the field with that same canvas. He had to drop back into the central
midfield, yeah,
and he still performed. So then when you look at after KDB, Lampard can play as a
come on.
Lampard can play as a six. Or KDB can play as a six. I love Lampard.
Thank you so much.
If we continue this argument,
thank you so much. We won't leave the studio.
Thank you.
Everybody will have a different
open the cover and
I'm trying to also get to call. Good evening. Welcome to the show.
No, that's not what you're saying. My name is Ḥyɪ.
Yeah, welcome, Baba.
See, I've been watching my since '94. See, these people, if KDB, see, I can tell you, see, I'm a Man U fan. That time when that guy get injured, Alan go, mind the KDB.
This form is still more than your average.
Wow. Anyway, let's also quickly preview the games that would also be played as well this weekend. We've also run the fixtures for you, all of the fixtures up against Arsenal. Arsenal, it's also been confirmed as well that Gabriel Saliba is going to be missing.
So you are doing collab of the two best defenders. Gabriel Saliba
is actually
where was against Liverpool.
It's tomorrow.
Okay,
that's a given. Quite unfortunate with injuries this season. So you ask yourself. If you look at the injuries that Arsenal,
even if they even have a top striker,
I think they will be competing. So a team that lost at their talisman Bukayo 5, Cole Palmer have been playing the entire 2025 year to score. Is bad. Until he got injured, people didn't know how valuable,
how important it was.
Arsenal. Then you have to rely on the complement of Ben White, Bukayo Saka and himself. You know how terrific they can be on that. Right? Last season, 3 of them combined gave Arsenal 46 goals for them in the
that was it, but you know that was against Crystal Palace.
I'm just saying that they've had those moments, but Gabriel Magalhaes had been Arsenal's best.
He also won the match save of the month
in the Premier League. But if you look at Gabriel, Saliba gives you all of that, like maybe 2 out of 10.
Even the one
he
scored against Manchester United.
Exactly. So he is Arsenal's best player. Arsenal miss Saka so much.
Yeah.
And I will tell you for a fact.
And okay, I want to say something concerning the Saka issue. To me, I feel Arteta is the main cause of that Saka's injury, because at times there are some matches that you feel that like
the FA Cup, Carabao Cup.
You don't. Arteta feels that it should be playing, and he's not supposed to be, because even Saka is not.
I mean, talking about Aston Villa versus Nottingham Forest, 2 clubs chasing, the UEFA Champions League for next season. Courtesy of Elanga, Longo. I mean, where do you see this game going to? Either Aston Villa or Nottingham Forest.
I'll pitch my thanks with them. Going forward, they still have that stability.
Madrid up against Valencia, the Santiago Bernabéu Stadium, as well as Barcelona up against Real Betis, Liga champions. How much of a race is this, shaping up to be in the Spanish La Liga?
Spanish La Liga. Yeah. Because to me, it's always just English Premier League. I don't want to talk about France. We all know it's always
France, just
Bayern Munich. So it's going to be a cracker.
That'll be at the Lecon Salami Stadium or that game.
In the Nigerian Premier League, Rivers United,
Remo Stars, yeah.
And then
it's still 8 points. Anything can happen.
This is not Portuguese league.
Anything can happen.
This is not Almeria league.
Okay.
This is Nigerian Premier League. I'll tell you for a fact. If you also look at that balance, by the way, to win the Nigerian Premier
Football League
almost 20 years, if I'm not mistaken. So that's some massive one. It shows that when private individuals choose to put their sit back and ask themselves, first of all, the decision to sack their manager at the start of the season was a master stroke of the call.
Yes.
Big shout out to the Toby Adepoju will be at
this point in the MPFL. Yeah.
I'm sure the drivers come up, stay up.
Out of I think the first 3 games, they were sitting 20th on the log.
Yes. Then
0 points.
They went on 11
games unbeaten run.
3 games a week of. See, it's going to be a massive game. But you know the game I'm looking forward to the most? The second to the last game of the MPFL is going to be between Remo Stars and
Ikorodu City.
And that game
that'll be crazy.
Game where they will crown Remo Stars
as the champions.
And guess where the game will happen? In Lagos.
In Lagos, exactly. So, at the Lecon Stadium.
It will be crazy enough that Remo Stars may have won the league and Ikorodu City will kind of.
I remember the seasons then when the Kano Pillars are always
even UV as well.
Won it in the last 8 years. Maybe we should leave that.
Yeah, good evening, guys.
Yeah, welcome, Baba.
Yeah, he has formed his La Liga.
Calafiori is injured now.
He's against Mbappe.
How long is Calafiori?
I just want to see if
How long is Calafiori's injury?
Let's also quickly, take a look at other games as well. The Manchester Derby as well, Old Trafford.
They actually needs to be clinical, because I watched the game. He had to play as a striker, and at the end of it, Maguire did on the Manchester United management. They really need to.
United still this season when they came back from behind to defeat Manchester City. Courtesy, Man U will eventually win this one.
Manchester United, it just needs to be clinical, as I said. And I know of but Alan that he's injured, he's out for 7 weeks. Because even City too, they are defensively they are poor. Manchester United, they are actually terrible defensively. They have been. This season we have been inconsistently poor.
Okay. All right, guys.
But for me, I expect United.
Join our call on the Friday's edition of Sports Cruise Live from 98.3 FM. I love your haircut. You're looking so sharp. Up next is Voices from the Top with Jay Dan as well as Joseph Fọlọ́nṣọ́.
Cruise, 6 p.m. weekdays on 98.3 Mainland FM. The cruise never stops.
We all say when I get older, I will be stronger. They'll call me freedom, just like a waving flag. I said, take it for a ride.
Yeah, I know what this is.
98.3